addresses in order so I know what's going on. Miss Jane, you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
That was real convincing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so tired, I've been up since 4 o'clock.
Oh, God.
I had
I'm impressed you could get up that early.
I had a nuclear stress test I had to be at
Oh,
in Athens.
oh.
Oh, gosh.
So fun.
Driving over there in the dark is bad enough.
Oh, it's awful. And there's so much traffic.
Yes, yes, it's horrible.
Even at that.
We moved everything to Athens from Atlanta, but now Athens is getting.
Lord help. You ought to try to go down 138 in the morning.
Oh, no.
My blood pressure is, I had taken the Lord's name in vain so many times by the time I hit that liquor store. And it's closed. I can't even stop and get nothing in the morning. No, it ain't open in the morning when I go by.
Thank goodness you wouldn't be a teacher.
I'd be an unhappy one, wouldn't I?
I got to the point, I had to switch over and go to Grayson.
Yeah.
You were wanting to drink early.
Well, and now I can.
Y'all ready to get started?
Pancreatitis attack.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call this meeting, what is today, February the 22nd, of Historic Preservation to order. Have you ladies had a chance to see the minutes from the last meeting? Any changes or anything? Can I get a motion to approve them, please?
I so move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of approving the minutes as they are written, say aye.
Aye.
All right, that passes. Okay, first up tonight, we have a request for a COA exterior changes at 600 South Broad Street. And if you will, please just speak right in the microphone because they're recording for posterity.
My name is Whit Holder.
That's good.
I'm here tonight for certificate of appropriateness for, excuse me, exterior improvements at 600 South Broad Street. And I've got a handout for y'all that might help orient you for exactly where we're talking about. 600 South Broad Street is part of Fulton Mill PCD.
Thank you, sir.
So there was a mess up at the UPS store, so it was supposed to be the red circle, but it's actually going to be the black circle.
Okay.
Well, that's good, because I couldn't figure out where you were when I went out there to look.
Middle of the parking lot looks like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they've got that, and it's red circled on what's in the packet online.
Yeah, what I just handed you, the black circle is going to be correct. When it printed, it kind of messed up and put the red circle on the neighbor's property. So if you can't really see these improvements from Broad Street, but if you drive in the entrance and then you drive around Building A, when you come into the back parking lot near the smokestack, that's where you would see the improvements. Part of what we're wanting to do is a new storefront to get better access into the space below where Hodgepodge Antique Mall is. Some new windows in a building there where it bumps out. Some new canopies above the door, a new concrete step, and a new small loading dock for better access into that space. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have about the design or listen to any feedback you might have.
Ladies?
These have all been met code.
Oh, yeah, we have no objections to anything that they've presented.
I think it looks good.
I do too.
Do we have any comments from the public about the changes at 600 South Broad Street? All right, having no comments, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Lauren, get your COA. It's gonna be pretty. It's already so pretty down there.
It is very pretty.
So pretty. All right, so that took care of 600 South Broad. 108 Norris Street. Do we have a representative for 108 Norris Street? Hey, just make sure you speak in there for me.
I'm Jessica Stone, and I'm here representing Do I need to get closer?
Oh, you're right
Okay,
on top.
sorry. I'm Jessica Stone, and I'm here representing Josh Parker today. So, bear with me. He is out of town, and I'm not the best public speaker. I'll just go ahead and admit that.
You should have postponed that Miami trip.
So, I think the issue was that they replaced some windows in the home, a total of 7. The windows were either broken, had missing panes, and they went in and replaced them with 2/1 wood windows. He was not aware that he was supposed to get approval from y'all, so I'm here tonight to try to do that.
Okay, ladies, questions?
Well, we don't have a picture of the house.
Of 108 North Street.
There's no, I don't know what the house looks like.
Okay.
That one, Miss Wilson? It's this one, Miss.
Oh, it's this one? Oh, I thought you didn't say, okay.
What were the original windows like?
Is this house?
It's that house. Yes,
The
ma'am.
the original windows were
Yes,
in
ma'am.
these same frames. They're just replacing the sashes, and they were 6/6 on the original windows. I haven't looked back on Google Earth, but these are actually an appropriate style as well, if y'all wanted to approve them. But the 6/6 is what was on this originally, and what's on the remainder of the house is similar to it on the street.
So you're saying that's what was on the original house or what they had put in to replace the originals?
What they've replaced were the original windows that were broken. So they just replaced the sashes within the frame. They didn't replace the frame or the weights or any of that. They put spring sashes and wooden insulated glass in there.
But were the original windows 6/6?
Yes, ma'am. they
Yes.
were. But Mr. Kelly just said that these are keeping with what else is on the street, right?
No, actually, what's also on the street is 6/6, so I think this is an appropriate
Okay.
Okay.
style as well. I'm not 100% certain on that. That's up to y'all's purview. I just was making the comment that
Need to know.
they were 6/6,
It's what it should be.
2/1.
The original was 6/6, and that's what this needs to be.
I think so too.
And
Sorry.
just to make it clear, it wouldn't be too much of a burden to change it because this is just a singular snap-in mullion. And they could do snap-in mullions to do simulated divided light and have that exact same look for the inexpensive snap-in grills.
So you don't have to replace the whole sash, is what he's saying.
Okay.
You can just
I
replace
just
the mud.
know that other houses on the street are, not in the best of shape, I guess. And so, his goal was to improve the house, and fix it up. And like I said, the windows that were originally in it were either broken or damaged. So I feel like it obviously definitely improves the home. And
The point is, the style of the original windows. If they were 6 panes over 6 panes, then that's what needs to go back in the house. And he's saying it's not a real big expense. You just have to buy the little snap-in buttons. You don't have to replace the whole windows.
okay,
Just
That's what you got here.
Yeah, that's what's in there now is a snap-in mullion, a
So you
singular
just
one.
take that out and get one that would have 6
over 6.
6/6. Just
Okay.
another snap-in mullion, that's all you'd have to do.
okay.
And
You
those
wouldn't
are,
have to.
So y'all don't believe that's what's in it is appropriate?
No,
No?
because it's not original to the house.
Okay,
Style-wise is what.
Oh, wow.
No, style-wise, yes.
okay,
And the other houses on the street, when they start doing their improvements, are gonna have to do that too.
okay.
This is not a big expense for you to do, for him to do. We're not asking you to take out the whole window. It's
Yes.
just the muttons, so that the look is 6/6 as opposed to 2/1. And he will know that, I think, because what he wrote up in his
Yeah.
COA.
He knows what's up.
because he knows it's a 2/1. So if you just tell him it needs to be a 6/6.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I was just hoping for good news to tell him,
Oh.
so,
And
Well, this
if-
is good news.
yeah.
We
Not
didn't
bad
have you
news.
take out the
Yeah.
whole window.
It's not
okay.
bad.
and if Josh needs any clarification, just tell him to call the code
I will.
office, and I'll be happy to talk to him about it.
Thank you.
And tell him it wasn't your public speaking that,
Thank you.
Do we have any comments from the public about the 6/6 windows at 108 North Street? All right, so this one would be denied, the 2/1, but we will,
We have a motion.
well, I'm just gonna
Oh,
explain
oh.
this real quick. And then when he comes back with the 6/6, it would be approved. Right, Mr. Kelly?
Or you can,
Can we write it?
you can tell them that if you can approve 6/6 if they want to change it, and we'll just make sure that that's what happens to save them from
Having to come back.
coming back again.
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
So can I get a motion to approve 6/6?
I move that we approve 6/6, the original window style for this house.
Can I get a second on 6/6? Ms. Jane seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 6/6 will be great.
Okay.
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. 120 Norris Street.
Yeah, my name is Suk Kong. I have a 120 Norris Street
Yes, sir.
and enclosing porch.
Okay. Is it the front porch the front porch, is that what you want to,
Yes, sir.
then front porch?
Well, it looks like in the picture it's already enclosed. Is it already enclosed?
It is. This was actually another work in progress that our inspector came upon after they had already done the work. And actually, the enclosure is a shake shingle vinyl siding, which was what caught his attention, because vinyl siding is not an approved siding material within the city any longer.
Right.
So that's going to need to be
Have to
changed to
remove that.
to an appropriate material, and then whatever else they're asking for as far as their application goes. That's what brought it to our attention to start with, was the
Right.
enclosure and the improper material.
All right, so what do y'all want to tackle first? We got an enclosure and we got siding.
The enclosure first, probably.
yeah.
Okay. So we want to talk about the enclosure first. Ladies, go ahead. I don't have a problem with the enclosure.
So we're saying that the enclosure, as far as the city is concerned, the enclosure itself is okay, it's the vinyl cedar.
Yeah,
shakes.
the vinyl is not an approved material, and also they needed to get your approval for the change in appearance of the property.
Originally, was it an open porch or was it a screened-in porch or?
It was a rotten wooden siding there, that's we replaced vinyl siding, but we didn't know that, vinyl is not allowed to,
Now, I think the porch was already enclosed when they purchased the property. It just was dilapidated. So they changed the material without any approval, is the issue.
So the enclosure had been approved or done.
Or was
Well,
it
it's
approved?
existing
It
non-conforming.
existed.
Got it. Existing non-conforming.
Well, since it was existing,
I don't have a problem with the enclosure.
no, just changing the vinyl.
We're gonna have to do that. So, we don't have a problem with the enclosure because it was existing and non-conforming, but according to code, you're gonna have to change that vinyl to something else. So what are y'all thinking about?
we're gonna use a hardy board,
Yes, sir? Hardy board?
just take down all vinyl siding.
And then put the hardy board up? Okay.
It's okay.
Yep.
What do y'all think about that?
Fine.
Anybody from the public have any comments on the changing it from vinyl to hardy plank, hardy board? I don't have a problem with that. Okay, so can we get a motion to approve the removal of the vinyl and replacing it with the hardy board. Miss Susan makes a motion. Can I get a second?
Second, and I think we also need a motion to accept the, because in his COA, it mentions enclosing that as a porch. I think we need to establish
But
that.
he had said that was already there. It was existing. It was existing non-conforming, so
Right,
it was
that we
already there.
don't need to.
We don't need a motion on that.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
okay.
So I got a motion on the hardy board on this side, and do I have a second? Was that a second, Ms. Fay?
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, good. Just change that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sweet. 404 East Church Street. Come on up. What you
My
got?
name is Farooq Khan. I'm representing house number 404 East Church Street.
I don't hear you.
Yes, I'm representing house 404 Church Street, and we tried to renovate this house. His house was very bad condition, so we tried to put some money to bring it update. So I need some permission, and I know that I did the window same thing. We changed the sash of the window, but I didn't put a grid on it. So as far I know that, of course, this is a historical house, so we need to put grid on the glasses, so that looks same like old colonial. So this, I already ordered it, so probably it's gonna become soon. So we can, like Mr. Patrick, they were saying, another lady, so we have to put those things on top of that, so it's gonna look similar.
So you're gonna do the 6/6 mullions?
Yeah, so, but used to was 6 over, and they got the plane on down. But if you need for 6/6, I can do 6/6 too. That's not an issue, whatever you want.
So originally it was 6/1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And where are these windows on?
This is, you can say, side of the building, and only one room, they have 2 windows. So because that window was broken, and because house is almost 100 years old, so it's time to replace it. That's why we're doing a lot of things. We have to replacing wood, whatever is the rotten wood or bad wood.
Now, I would mention on this particular property that some of these windows look like complete replacements with vinyl,
Be right for that.
brick molding. Yeah, some of the windows are complete window replacements with vinyl molding, so y'all might want to consider some windows in a different light than the ones that have been replaced. The 6/1 windows look like you just replaced the sashes.
Right.
Other places, the entire window's been replaced with something, that's a vinyl window unit.
Yeah, that is the kitchen, because on the back side of kitchen, I see the house, they don't have no window, you know. Used to was old window, but what they did, they close on bottom, they put the wood in and out. So once we renovating and we're doing a lot of work inside, you guys can take a look, because we're changing everything, is floor and all those things. So we didn't find that small window for the window, and kitchen is the back side. So we put the vinyl window, but that look like same wood window is a white, and they have kind of a colonial thing already on the window. So, but of course, you're gonna see that, that's not wood, that's vinyl, but that doesn't look as bad.
So,
I know houses that were built at this, is probably around 1900 in that era. Most windows in houses on Church Street are the 2/1.
Yeah.
And I know some have been replaced with 6/6, but 2/1. But my main concern is on the front of the house, you've removed one of the, when you go up the front steps,
Right.
and there's the front door, there are 2 original beautiful windows, but you've removed one of those,
Right,
put 6/6 there.
right. So we try to be, these 2 same window, but is the bottom part that is very rotten, so we have to make like same. I know on top part, we have kind of 6 uplifts, and that was same thing, 6/1 is plain bottom part. So, and we find something right now, I got the picture, I believe I put forward, but that is, sash is the vinyl sash, and we can put again on the grid on top of glasses, so this way it's gonna be look 6 by 6, but window is gonna be new and double glass, so whoever, they're gonna stay, so they can save some energy bill and those kind of thing.
Where is the window that was removed on the front? Where is that now?
Right now, it still is there.
Is there no way you could put that original window back and put solid glass storm windows over those? And that way you would save, these are 5/1, and they're 5.
Right, this is 5/1. Still I have, if you want, I can leave front one is 5/1, I got no problem. So what I can do that, we can find something for the bottom piece and we can build it from, I can hire some people, they can build it. And we can leave those windows as is, what we have 5/1, we can do that. That's not a problem.
It would be nice if you could leave the originals.
I will do that, that's not a problem.
Storm windows to,
Oh, I'm not gonna put a storm window, but I'm gonna be restore same window, and I try to be, whatever is gonna be take to rebuild it and fix it. We're gonna be leave as is, what you saying, 5/1, that's not an issue.
And the banister
windows,
too, you need to mention that banister needs to be the right thing.
yes, okay, yeah. One other thing, and I don't know if Patrick has seen this, but you've got replacement spindles on the side of the house, the two entrances on the side that go, I mean, you can see them from Church Street, but
Which spindle you talking about?
and the stair spindles are not, they don't match the spindles. These two
Oh, yeah.
there, these two, and these,
We didn't replace it, this is as is. When we bought the house, I believe 10 years ago, this is spindle like that. And this
Okay.
was like that, and we're gonna paint all those things.
okay, well, to me, the spindles here and here need to match these.
And those porches have been built since you owned the property, yeah, so I'd have to disagree with what you're asserting. And you had previously received a certificate of appropriateness for replacing the original pickets or spindles on the front porch, which were replaced haphazardly with non-matching spindles and also with 2x2 material, which is completely out of the norm for the area. So the fact that you made a false assertion just made me have to speak up about that.
Which one you talking about, for spindle, because when we bought this house, that spindle was there, we didn't change it, and we didn't touch it. You can see that since I bought the house. Okay, if you guys like, I can try to be put, of course, we're not gonna get same kind, but I'm gonna get similar to try to put on same splendor on what he's showing me on those both sides. It's gonna be, of course, it's gonna be look nice, so that's not an issue. I can get it, I can do that. So, but of course, probably we're not gonna get same one, but similar to that. What I did on front, probably, you know, Mr. Patrick, when we got on the front, we didn't find same size, but I got approval from you, then we did it on front of the building. So probably we're gonna get same kind, so we can put on this Splendor, that's not a problem.
It's up to them to make approvals. I was just trying to straighten out the facts. You had a COA previously and you didn't comply with the conditions of that COA in regards to those pickets.
So, we gotta deal with the window first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so give me something we can get into a motion on a window.
I would move, if he can salvage both of those original windows to the right of the front door.
Okay,
And then the other windows that he's got, the 6/6, I would prefer they would be 2/1s to,
2/1
Okay.
is, yeah,
So
Okay.
covers the original windows on the front,
2/1.
and those are 2/1?
no,
Those
these
were the 5/1s, right?
5/1, and there's,
yeah, front one is 5/1, yeah. And side one, you're saying make 2/1, right? Okay, and in the kitchen, what we have vinyl, I believe that's behind of the building, nobody can see that, if really appreciate.
Patrick, I don't know.
sorry. I was looking at the pictures.
He asked a question.
The side window,
The kitchen window.
No, side window, kitchen window on the back side of the house.
Is the picture you've turned in what's in there now?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I don't have a problem with that picture.
With 1/1?
This one here looks like it.
6/6, yeah.
Yeah, we put 6/6 over there.
That,
That's the one with the vinyl window in the kitchen.
why would we not do all of them over 2/1,
I agree.
except for the
You're gonna
original?
have three different styles.
Yeah.
If not.
I think they ought to be either 2/1 or like the front 5/1.
Well, but the front, those are not square
They're
mullions.
strips.
They're
Yeah,
long,
that-
Yeah, those
that's long.
long ones,
elongated,
right.
so that would be difficult.
Which are different,
do.
but
the
to
two-
go with that, 2/1
Yeah.
is the most appropriate for that
Yes.
period house.
Okay, got that, and then we got, can we tackle the spindles in this too?
Or do you want it separately?
Well, I mean, he's not applying for that, but it would definitely be what would allow us to issue a CO on the house is that it's in conformance with y'all's desires with the Historic Preservation Commission.
To have the spindles as well done, okay. All right, what did y'all want to do with this?
I think, especially on this, you go down that side, and it's very visible from Church Street, that all the spindles should match.
That's not an issue. I'll try to find, probably we're not going to get same kind of width, probably, because last time what we put on the front, I know that that's little more wider than what we have originally, but that looks same what we got on front. So probably we can find same one, or we can try to find same one what we have right now. If I find it is good, otherwise maybe little thicker, maybe because I bought those things, so I know that we can get same one. But I'm not talking about is the little, because right now what we have a skinny one. And what we put little bit that thicker and bigger, you can say that. But it looks same.
I think before you put anything else back, maybe
Yeah,
you need to come back here.
Yeah, I will show you guys.
If you wanted to make your motion that required the spindles to be replaced with an appropriate style, and then he could potentially send some examples in that we could circulate for approval
Right, I can do that.
from the commission.
That's not a
And
problem.
that way he might be able to find some options and not be locked into one.
Right.
And then if it's appropriate, you could say, yes, those spindles will do.
Yeah, I don't want to spend money for nothing, then you guys say, no, it's no good. So, yeah, we don't want to go for that. I try to find same one, if not, so I will show you guys picture before we audit and we put in. And
We
that's not a
can,
problem.
Replace
all right,
the front entrance
so what we can do, y'all,
thing, and he finally came back and redid that.
what we can do with that is when it comes with the spindles, we've done this before, he can send us pictures in and we can email vote on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is what I think we've got, all right? Motion number one, or can I get a motion to salvage the original windows on the front of the house and do them in a 5/1 style?
Okay.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of salvaging the original windows on the front of the house with a 5/1 style, say aye. Aye. All right, the side windows, we're gonna go with 2/1.
2/1.
Can I get a motion to go with 2/1 windows on the side of the house?
I so
You're
much.
talking about the kitchen, right, sir?
Or the kitchen, right, the kitchen, I'm sorry, the
Well,
kitchen.
right now in the kitchen, I believe they have six, right?
It's
ma'am?
six,
Can you see the picture? I don't have
It's
no.
six, it is, it's 6/6.
But that's not appropriate.
Right, that's why we're trying to do a motion. Y'all ready?
I move that we replace whatever's in there now with 2/1 windows.
No problem. I can take it out. Those things easy to take it out. That's
Okay,
fine.
so I'm gonna try this motion for the third time. All right, we got a kitchen window.
Right.
We need to do 2/1. Can I get a motion for that? Can I get a second? All right, so we're gonna go 2/1 kitchen window, I'll say aye.
Okay.
All right, and then the approval of the COA,
Wait a minute, now, did you do the
I'm
side
back.
windows?
those were the 2/1 as well, right?
Okay.
All the windows,
Except the front windows have to be 2 over 1.
right, all the windows except the front ones have to be 2 over 1.
All right.
All right. Now, when it comes to approving and getting the final COA, we need those spindles to match all the way around the house.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we'll do there is if you'll send us some pictures, we can email vote and approve those, and
I
then
will. Yes, sir.
you can get a COA, right, Mr. Kelly?
Yes, and I've been told, I don't have this in front of me, but that there's been some sort of change to the application. This is different than what you were talking about, but I wanted to mention it regarding gutters, epoxying the front porch, and a fence. He wanted to add to the app.
Yeah, yes, I request for the fence to, what I try to do.
When this is decided, there's some other things that that he wanted you to consider.
Do you have pictures of all those?
Yeah, I signed it, and
These are pictures.
for the fence, we try to put the,
That's the packet that you have. Yes.
I try to put on the side of the house and behind the house. This way we can separate to different property.
Okay, well, before we dive into that, have we appropriately swum in this pool with windows and spindles?
You made a motion, did you vote?
Because, I mean, original one.
Right.
And to have some that just sort of match it.
So, yes, ma'am, so we approved that motion, and he is gonna send us pictures before he does
Stop.
anything. He has to show us pictures before he can pick up his COA for his windows.
And we voted on that.
We did. We didn't?
Look the same in the,
What did we vote? Y'all talk so much, I can't keep up. All right, so what we got, one more time, running through it, and I need y'all to listen. We got 5 over 1 on the front,
Right,
and we're gonna preserve those windows.
right,
We've approved that. We have said all the windows in the house have to be 2 over 1, including the side and the kitchen.
right.
We have approved that. In order to pick this COA up, we have to approve the spindles that are going around the house, and you're gonna send us pictures. And
Yes,
if
sir.
we vote on that, then you can get your paperwork from Ms. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So we got that taken care of. Right, well, we'll have a chance to say yay or nay on that when he sends us pictures. All right, so we've got that taken care of. Now, we've got gutters and a what? Because this is new, it's not on anything we got.
Epoxying the front porch and a fence,
Epoxy in the front porch.
epoxy coating to
On a wood
preserve
floor?
it, I suppose.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's gonna be look like this if you're gonna do the epoxy on front of the porch. So floor look, this is a carpet, but that gonna be look new thing coming. So floor look good, shiny and look nicey. But I try to be do like this one, and that's why I send you the pictures. So what kind we want to do it. This is new technology people using for house look nice.
but that doesn't go along.
That's not historic, I'm sorry, that's not historic, no, sir.
So you don't need it. So I don't have to do it. I'm not gonna spend more money because this cost me $4,000-5,000.
No, I just assume you replace the boards and paint,
Okay.
do that.
Okay, so we're saying no to the floors
For no epoxy. So it's okay. No problem.
Yeah, it's,
You
And
can
the
take those one at a time and make
Yeah,
a
so
motion and
it's-
vote, or,
I move that we don't accept the suggestion of the
How about that?
epoxy floors.
Okay.
all right, so when it comes to your, doing your epoxy on the front porch, can I get a motion, yay or nay, for the epoxy on the front porch? I have a motion not to approve the epoxied front porch. Do I have a second? All in favor of not epoxying the front porch, say aye. Aye, yeah, that can't go.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, then we have gutters.
Right.
You want to do gutters too?
Of course, because this house, they don't have no gutters. And once who inspector, I believe I forget his name, and he mentioned me, we need the gutters over there. So that's why I send you the picture. This kind of gutter we're gonna put is regular gutters. Is nothing is special.
Yeah, I would think so. Some type of gutter. Any discussion on the gutters? figure we'll just do that. What are you thinking about the gutters, Ms. Fay?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's not, you know, it was not original to the house, but it is kind of
Necessary,
helpful.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the gutters?
Yep.
Yes.
I got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor of allowing the gutters, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye, all right. And lastly, we have a fence.
Fence, yes, sir.
Where's your fence gonna go?
It's gonna be inside of the house and behind of the house. Well, it's yeah, we have the because this house is corner house.
Yep.
So front porch, for front side, we have Church Street. So because next to me, Church Street, they building another house. So I want to put the fence over there. So divide both houses, and same thing on the back side. So another house, we would like to put fence over there. Nothing on front, nothing on,
So you're not closing in the whole
nothing,
yard,
no.
sides of the,
That's it, only two sides.
But just one house, not going to the next neighbor's house.
right?
No.
How high?
6 feet high is, if you want, that's the best size, is 6 feet high. If you want less, I can do less, that's not a problem.
So it runs, it'll be parallel to Church Street?
You can say, you can say it's gonna be run like L.
So how far up will it come toward Church Street?
I'm not gonna come, I try to become by road or by, before the walking area, where the property is finished, I'm not gonna become up to road, before the road, or before we try to be installed, so I can ask to code department, they can mention me, hey, you can start from here to go back, that's not a problem. So only because right now, those side of the house, whenever people they're passing by or they look, right now house is terrible. So we want to try to make clean. Once we put the fence, we try to put grass outside and do some plantation. We're gonna do landscaping for this house. So house look nice, and so I feel better. I spend some money I get something.
Well, we know you want to make the house look nicer, but you got to understand it's got to look like it did back in the 1900s.
Right, but in 1900 they don't have no fence. So if you say no fence, I got no problem.
Have a fence. And
In 1900, I believe nobody got fence.
It would be nice to have a picture, I just can't.
That's
I sent the picture of the fence. You can see that.
I mean,
where it's gonna
with the
be located,
property,
like
where
how,
it's gonna go on the.
It's on the side of the property. That's it.
yeah, but I mean, on the side of the property.
It's going on the right side of the house, on the property line, and on the rear property line.
How far up will it?
And it would only be able to come up to the right-of-way line, which I think that's a 30 or 40-foot right-of-way. So it would have to be behind the sidewalk at the very least.
Right.
And then will there be gates for the,
No, nothing. Only kind of. You can see that it's dividing only two properties separate. That's it.
So you're putting up a fence between you and the property behind you?
Yes, sir. Or
And the-
side of
And the
the
property
property.
to the right of him. There's no driveways that'll be crossing the
to
fence.
the right, if you're standing in Church Street?
If you're facing the front of the house,
Okay.
typically evaluating like a road survey, the property to the right will be separated by a fence. And then the property to the rear would also be separated by a fence. It'll be an L along the
Right.
right side and the rear property line.
Okay.
is this not a corner house?
It is.
It's corner house.
It is a corner.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be,
Make in L shape. That's it.
you're just going to go down, and follow the road.
No,
It's gonna be on the other side.
it's going to be between the two houses and behind the house. And it'll be perpendicular to both of those roads.
Oh, I understand that, but you said it was going to be to the right of the house? If you're standing facing the house?
Yes. It's going to be on the right property line.
What's it connecting to the house?
Road's on the left, okay.
No problem.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought, yeah, the house is on the left corner of that block.
We're on the wrong side, okay.
What I'm not understanding, is it connecting to the house, or is it just hiding the house behind it?
It's just going to go along the property line.
Okay, so it's
Separating the
just a
view from the other
Privacy fence.
privacy
Right,
fence
you can-
between adjacent
yes,
properties,
you're right.
yes.
Okay, I got you now.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
What if we can,
Modern privacy fence.
what about if we considered more of appropriate to that period?
That's what we're
That's
talking about.
what I'm,
A picket.
yeah, a picket fence with some
Okay, so that's cheaper, that's good. I can put a picket fence, if you don't need,
Picket is more appropriate for
no,
that
no problem,
period.
no problem.
This looks like what's going up in new neighborhoods today.
Okay, so I can put the picket one, because this one was, for long term, it was the maintenance free, because we don't have to do paint or this kind of thing, but picket one, then we have to do paint. After 2-3 years, it's gonna be all the time look nice, but this always gonna be stay look white and always look nicer, and this is more expensive, picket is cheaper for me, so I'll do picket, that's not a problem. Right, Mr. Patrick?
If they're happy with it, I'm happy with it. I'm just here to advise.
Right.
So, when it comes to the fence, can I get a motion for a picket fence? Can I get a second?
A picket fence.
Will the picket fence also be 6 feet tall?
Yes, 6 feet, yes, ma'am.
So it's a 6-foot.
All right, picket, that's good.
All right, so here we go. Can I get a motion for a 6-foot picket fence?
Second.
Yes.
Yes, and do I have a second? So Ms. Jane said yes first, and Ms. Faye said second. And Ms. Susan and I say aye. So that, you can do that too.
That sounds good.
Great.
Thank you, sir, really appreciate it.
So we have done everything on that list and said no to one thing, which is that porch.
Yeah, so that's not a problem, it's saving my money.
And then we gotta approve the spindles before the COA is picked up altogether.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Sounds good.
Thank you, really appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening.
That was fun. How about, any new business? I see that there's Historic Resources Survey Phase 1 update. I don't know who, is that you, Ms. Laura?
Yes, I just wanted to give you guys a brief update that the WLS Studio has completed half of the survey work for Phase 1. You have in your packet a list of all the properties that they have surveyed thus far with their addresses and recommendations as to whether or not it has integrity still or it has lost its integrity. So we hope to have that wrapped up in the next couple of months with a final report.
That's what's on this at the end.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's all those
Is there any way we could get that printed so it prints out differently?
Yes,
I had a hard time figuring out what it was, reading it that way. You know, letting it continue on.
right, I can send it to you in a different format, yes.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank
So
you.
it looks like we're still surveying that side of town
they are.
for the most part.
And we have put in a grant application for Phase 2.
Oh, good.
We have not heard anything back yet, but we have submitted our grant.
Oh, sweet. All right, awesome. Anything else?
Is this still new business?
Yes, ma'am.
There,
We missed old business?
Well, we can come back to old business. We just went to new business.
there is a for sale sign in front of the greenhouse for the Baptist Church as of today.
What is this?
Is that good or bad?
That's wonderful.
What is this?
The warehouse, the greenhouse by Izzy Fuller's house, there is a for sale sign on it as,
Yes.
right?
So the
It was
church
Put
ain't-
up today.
So the church ain't gonna plow it down?
Yes.
No, we're not gonna plow it down.
Okay, that is good news.
I have one question with Amicis. Is that sign in conformance?
Tacos and beer?
Amicis?
The
The old, new one?
new Amici on Church Street?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think they got a sign
It's a
permit.
neon or some kind of big sign on the side they put up yesterday.
Oh, well, I have no idea then. I'll go check it out.
Thank you. What?
What is this?
The huge sign they put up on the side.
I haven't been by there today, so if it appeared yesterday, I'll go take a look at it, and thank you for the heads up.
Sign fairies all over town.
Oh, yeah.
You're not talking about those lights, are you?
What?
At Amici's? No,
They put it up yesterday, or were putting it up yesterday. It's huge. On the old, new Amicis.
the Malcolm Warehouse.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'll go look into it.
Thank you.
Thank you. What else?
We're in new business still?
We can close new business out. What old business you got, Ms. Fay?
Okay, old business. The letter.
I have sent the letter 3 times.
I know you've got the letter, and I talked to Laura, and she's working on her letterhead.
We're gonna write it up and let you walk it down there and nail it to the door like Martin Luther did. 95 thesis
Well,
there.
they're open. They're already open.
Yeah, they're open.
Their restaurant side,
We're talking about the row.
Oh, I never guessed. Oh,
But,
Their cocktails are good.
so what do you think, Laura, about the letter? Do you think we can get a copy of the letterhead? Would that be too much trouble?
I'll get it to you soon.
Simple.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Simple, simple.
When, I wasn't on the committee when they submitted what it was going to look like. What is wrong with the windows?
What, do we need to go out of meeting? Can
No,
we talk about this?
anything as long as we want to.
It isn't, I looked it up in here, and I wrote a little thing after the last meeting that goes with our book, and it is not, it is deconstruction. It is not appropriate to anything on the street. That side view, plus the
that is-
fact they never came to ask what they could
that's
do.
not what they submitted to us.
That's not what they
We
submitted. The
approved
only thing
something
they
completely
submitted
different.
What
was
was it supposed to look like? That's what I'm asking.
It was much more traditional. It was the windows, and it looked like
It was plain,
with
it
the
was not,
lighting on them, and maybe wrought iron bars on it, or something very traditional looking.
Yeah.
And now it looks like a Wild West saloon to me.
was not exposed.
yeah. It's not at all what
The brick
they
was not
said.
exposed.
It was all painted white.
The thing that they submitted was only for change of windows. However, in their packet, they had other pictures of things that they had planned on doing. But we didn't vote on any of that because that was not part of it.
Maybe they misunderstood.
So they need to come back. But the thing I have against it is especially that deconstruction on the side. It looks like it's not finished and it's not appropriate.
It's very modern looking.
Nobody in Monroe has that. We want things to look progressive, not,
I would have preferred just the brick and not
like it's
stucco
not
over it,
finished.
and then do that remove
trendy.
part of
It's
it.
trendy,
It's very trendy.
trendy. Okay. I've said my piece. I've tried to be nice.
Miss Fay, you've been on that for a year.
I'm ready to get it solved, I know.
Let's get her a
Well, I can
paintbrush.
retire.
Just go down there. We'll get you a paintbrush and let you paint it up.
But that's why you have rules, that you go by.
Right.
And
Right,
You're absolutely right.
yeah, that's right.
Well, is there any other old business? We'd like to thank our
Patrick?
high school guests for being here tonight to enjoy public fora. So anyway, they're from, they're from George Walton AP Government. They have to come watch a public meeting. These young folks in the back.
we'll be glad y'all came.
Well, it is 6:47. Can I get a motion to go home?
Yes, and also, Laura, Patrick, every time I sit in that chair, my iPad goes out. That's why I have to scoot over here with Susan. I don't know what's going on with it. All I did was touch it, and it,
Can I get a second motion to go home?
Yes.
All right, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
All right, now we can do your iPad.